Hello again. Hello, hello. So soon after the last game ended, the next one begins. Two Australians today. hcd199 is the next. So I'm just going to update the stream to reflect that. There we go. So, US +2 random, 60 minutes. This is Rutsel, organised by Shaq. We will get started. That all looks good. Let's see what side we are this time. We are the USA this time. Let's see what we get dealt. Okay, so Asia scoring is a good drop in the headline. Very red hand. D-style and decol. Cripes. This is nasty. But yeah, dropping Asia scoring looks like the way to start. Still, at least if it's in my hand, it means it's not in his. And I've got purged, so I can't be purged either. So Vietnam revolts late in the turn after having taken Thailand. We open 4-4-3-3 because we're holding socialist governments. Oh, there are so many 4-op cards out there. Let's go 4-4-2 because we've got a counter coup at least. Yeah, sure. So yes, Asia scoring because Decol, D-Style and Vietnam Revolt's all in our hand. So we can ditch it for 1 VP. So we want to weather the storm in Europe and the Middle East and deny access. Whoa! Don't know why I disconnected. Let's resolve that. The internet's not that flaky up here. And he defects my headline. Fine. An effective defect. Wow. He's got even less to headline than I had last game. Big coup on Iran to start. So we will use 5-year plan to take Egypt and move into Malaysia. We're going to have to invent and repair socialist governments, space decol and UN intervention D-style, unless we get blockaded. Which does accelerate the schedule at which Vietnam Revolts gets played. This could prove to be a very tricky opening turn. Okay, so we have to respond by going West Germany and France. But we at least have the ops to do it. And now's where it gets nasty. If we get de Gould, we're in a whole heap of trouble here with the cards we've got. We almost want to get blockaded mid-turn, just to give us clarity on our hand. Okay, so we get a kind of reprieve in a sense that nothing horrible happens in Europe, but we can't get a coup off. So we space decol. We do at least get there. And that telegraphs we have a rotten hand, because we can't do anything about Middle East. Next up is event and repair socialist governments. Then event Vietnam revolts. And maybe coup Vietnam, rather than move into Thailand if DEFCON is still high. Because if we move into Thailand, you can just use the China card to coup or flip it anyway. So nasty. Very, very nasty. There's Middle East scoring. So we'll event and repair socialist governments. Gross. Gross, gross, gross. Fine. I think we event and coup here. No one, please. Ugh, a 1. That's not great. Let's see if that changes their plans at all. We're going to use you an intervention on D-style here because it can't get much worse, and I can't be left with D-style in my hand and know you an intervention anyway, because it's just going to clog up my hand for a deal next turn when there are still 3 pro-Europe 4-op cards in the deck. We at least save France. And Asia scoring's been. So Suez is nasty. We're going to take a coup. We'll try and soften up Thailand. What's the worst that could happen? That's pretty good, because now he has to respond. So we got Europe scoring and we got blockade after all. We've got captured Nazi, so we can space Arab Israeli and event captured Nazi. We need to watch out for Suez. So Olympic Games is probably the best headline here. Oh, if we get 5-year plan, that's nasty. Cambridge 5'd. But will he play Cambridge 5 to... He might do. Rapid Israeli War. I think we go Olympic Games here. over Cambridge 5, Suez, etc. Yeah, so he's going to see Europe. This is bad for us. Oh my goodness. Incredible. Wow, this is clearly karma catching up for the last game. So he might try ops warring in France. Gross. Oh, with duck and cover no less. Okay, good. So we will retake France and press on the... So Suez is a big problem. And we're very low on operations points now. Not great. We basically can't win an ops war if he fights in Europe. Hope we get lucky. I'll take that. CIA is now ventable as well. So that's a good result for us in a way. It means it's still in the deck. He doesn't get away, so we will try and space Arab-Israeli war. And we succeed, so now we can event capture Nazi. We use independent Reds to take Libya before Nasser triggers. Europe's ropey as hell. If we're lucky and we get contained AR6, we could space Nasser, possibly. We'll clear out of, because he's got adjacency from France, we clear out Finland in the hopes that Marshall Plan lets us in and gives us a VP for adjacency. We shall see. What's he doing? Yeah, spreading around, which is fine. Man, Suez, de Gaulle and socialist governments all really frig up Europe. But that's for another turn. Let's get that 2VP square. Comic-Con has gone. I've not been tracking it properly. Let's get that out. But Korean and Suez have an Indo-Pakistani war, hasn't. US-Japan Marshall. Formosa hasn't. Special issue wasn't containment. NORAD went to space. Truman's still in play as well. Okay. So we don't know what he's holding yet, but we can at least work it out next term. Here's Formosa. Alright, so we use independent Reds to take Libya before NASA comes to haunt us. I think with NASA we'll probably just add another one to France. Or if we get contained, we'll space it, depending on what he does with the containment ops. Although if we get contained, we may space blockade. If we don't get contained, we event NASA. That's the no-brainer. We do get contained. What does he do with it? Overprotect. Okay. We are going to... We're going to space blockade here. And we get to peak. Alright, he's got CIA. And we've got duck and cover. So duck and cover seems like he's got Truman, unfortunately. And blockade came straight back to me. Fantabby dozy. Duck and cover probably looks best here, I think. Before we try and press for Middle East scoring. So what did he get? We got Indo-Pakistani War. He got US, Japan and Marshall Pact. And Truman and CIA. And Korea and Suez. Suez is gross. Yep, and he's headlining it. So we'll headline duck and cover. Oh, I got US, Japan. I'm not tracking properly. So we know he's got Marshall, Korea, Truman, and CIA. So he can only take France with the China card or with Marshall Plan itself. And if he plays Marshall, we can overrun. Despite the scoreline, this is not looking particularly hot. Oh, and he's got nuclear test ban anyway. Okay, we're going to eat Arab-Israeli war, give up the mill ops, and make sure we deny domination. No 5, no 6. Oh, it's just going worse and worse. So we'll be looking to drop Europe for -1, Middle East for 0. Asia's a disaster zone. We play into Pakistani war to get our ops. We event NASA after Middle East scoring. Yeah. Show off. At least with one op, we can drop Middle East scoring. So he's got 5 cards left: Marshall Plan, Korean War, and CIA. At least with headline peaking, and he's in Panama, we know for a fact he won't be able to get CIA off easily. There's triggers for nothing. We'll start marching up through Africa as well. And we'll keep the country count high in Britain. So he's got Marshall, Korea, CIA, and one other. Well, we'll be hoping for John Paul to give us Poland in exchange for France then, I guess. Overprotect, sensible. Alright, we will move into Indonesia. We're going to move into Israel before NASA gets triggered. But we're in a hard place here. We'll go NASA AR5, an event Indo-Pakistani war on India. AR6, unless he plays into Pakistan, and we'll gamble on the 1 in 3 flip of Pakistan. Because that's better long-term leverage. So we know he's got Marshall, Korea, CIA. Fine. We'll use NASA to move into Zaire. And we'll see what he does with Marshall or the China card. Hey, he can play CIA if he wants. He's just not that stupid. Okay, so what is the aim for mid-war? Avoid domination in Europe. Panic about Asia. Try and avoid getting them into South America, etc. first. Well, it's nice them spacing it, and it's even nicer that it failed. So we'll go into Pakistani war on India, and we'd love an extra 2 VP here. And we don't get them. To mid-war. So we are in the frustrating position of not having a way to lower DEFCON. Which makes Colonial Rear Guards the best headline. That sucks. He may not gamble on playing CIA though. This is one of those situations where you go in, what, we're 9 points ahead of par, if you assume USSR -5 at the end of turn 3. And yet, things aren't all that great. ABM treaty. Yeesh. So he's definitely going to be able to get CIA off. We headline Colonial Rear Guards. So it's alright for him. Portuguese, EU, NATO. So yeah, that's frustrating. But such is life. If we can keep them out of South America, so no Junta, no D-Star, no Allende. But we've got a bit longer to weather on the storm front here, I think. Quite a while. So yeah, HCD, I don't think I've played before. It's not a name I recognise. No, that's fine. Didn't think so. Not shabby as either side. So I guess I'll expect to see a coup on Angola or Zaire and then dropping CIA if he wants to drop it. No, instead he's keeping DEFCON high. That's clever. Right, we'll start loading up Southeast Asia as well. For access and for Southeast Asia scoring. So the question is, will he drop CIA or not? He will. We get to see the whole hand. Central America and not a lot else. So, Puppet, Defectors, Central America scoring, Romanian abdication, Shuttle Dip, Summit, Yasuri. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we want to play Cultural Revolution before Asuri. We could blockade away socialist governments. We could event and coup back Portuguese Empire crumbles if we want. But I think what we want to do first and foremost is leave DEFCON at 4. Ha! Not that we can get a coup off to save our lives. And when DEFCON's at 2, we can move into Mexico. So he'll coup here to lower DEFCON. Because he doesn't want me to coup Thailand. So we'll coup back. We'll coup with the 3-op card. Let's hope not for a 1, please. Ha! That'll teach me for not spending the extra 1-op. Absolutely heinous. We'll probably space socialist governments, actually. We can event arms race now. That's so gross. So Laos and Nigeria? Yeah. So we'll take India. And we don't need to worry about Indo-Pakistani war just yet. If he plays into Costa Rica, we just take Mexico. Straight up. So event arms race, 5 clean ops and space socialist governments. Portuguese Empire crumbles, we have to just repair Angola with. So we'd like to put another one in South Africa. And maybe even Botswana before the turn's out. Okay, so he's spacing Asuri, I guess. Fine, Southeast Asia scoring is a bit gross. We'll event arms race before anything weird happens. So we'll be spacing Yasuri and holding puppet governments, I guess. So he drops Central America for 2, which we can live with. Space well. Oh, NASA, you are firing today. Fine. So he's got Yasuri, Shuttle, Puppet, and Romania. He could keep all. Had to go to space. Yowza. So let's hope he forgets about Pakistan, because that's our gambit. Now, if he wants to use shuttle diplomacy to flip Angola, we just take the rear line. So with shuttle diplomacy, if he does play it, if we take Taiwan and Japan, we can level up Asia, and that scoring card will drop first. So we have to watch out for DEFCON going up and India realigning. But otherwise, we're in decent nick. Whoever gets into South America first will define a lot of the... And he plays Romanian abdication for the event. Understandable. That doesn't do a lot with shuttle diplomacy in play. Not in play, does it? So we will instead keep totting up Europe. Bag another VP. So Asia is a total disaster. We can blockade away We Will Bury You because we have the China card. We can event the Pope as long as we fade Warsaw Pact, which is still in the deck. Headlines Allende. Gets the first access. So we'll headline John Paul. Because we'll have to be using the China card this turn anyway. Man, Asia's so gross. This is not good. So we'll blockade, we will bury you, space Quagmire. Taking the coup. So we'll rise to the bait. We are hoping to dodge Warsaw Pact. Che's currently fine for us. Asia's a friggin' disaster. We'll space Quagmire. Two, three, four, five, six. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can ditch Lone Gunman if we space successfully. So what's our plan for the turn? Space, if fail, space. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we'll take the first space on Quagmire, which is successful. So we can now discard a held card, which means we can now space We Will Bury You, discard Lone Gunman, hold Blockade. But we won't space We Will Bury You for a while because we want him to miss LMB us ideally. Very nice. So we know he's holding Shuttle Diplomacy and Puppet Governments. And Grain Cells went, didn't it? To space, yeah. So what do we like best here? Let's not worry about Lebanon just yet. We'll keep Libya up. We'll get another point in the Philippines. And we'll overprotect Poland. Asia's going to score a bomb against us. There's not a lot we can do there. Should have overprotected Angola. Missed that. Camp David's nice for us in the Middle East. Alright, well, space We Will Bury You. Oh, our first failure. So we use How I Learned to Shore Up Angola, and we use Brush War somewhere as well. That's nice for us in the Middle East. No complaints. I think we use Brush War 50-50 on Argentina now. Be lucky! Oh, that's the opposite of what I asked. Alas. Well, I suppose the upshot is that we wouldn't have been able to space Warsaw Pact if we got there with We Will Bury You. Well, it's too late to do anything about Asia. we save AVP thanks to shuttle diplomacy. And South America is a disaster zone. The New World is looking decidedly red. So the needle's going to swing back towards USSR with South America, Africa, and Southeast Asia sort of score. That's great for us. We'll just ditch Blockade and Lone Gunman. Let's not get 2 scoring cards. Neither. Fine. So we instead pick up De Gaulle and Cambridge 5. De Gaulle's unplayable, so we'll discard that at the end of the turn. Two into Brazil. Ah, a wee tap. We'll spread our influence around the Middle East when that comes back. Yeah, because Muslim Revolution is not great. That'll do. And we discard De Gaulle. South America, blech. VOA might come to our rescue temporarily. But none of these are grand. Let's wait and see what's headlined. South America's dropping for 7 at the moment. That's going to see us briefly cleared out of the Middle East. All right. What can we do? We're going to drop Southeast Asia scoring now before it gets any worse. And then we'll see where he takes his initial coup. It may be Angola. That seems reasonable. But if he does that, we can VOA Uruguay and Argentina and prevent him accessing Brazil. And hopefully drop South America scoring a bit cheaper. But we are in a whole heap of trouble in the New World. Yeah. 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 Let's do that. Push him back. And we're hoping to drop South America for 3. He doesn't push into Peru, is what we're hoping. Or 4, I guess. And we are holding Liberation Theology to discard. OPEC will try sending to space, I think, and will he repair? And again, we're still hoping to fade Warsaw Pact, or we're in serious trouble there as well. So We have to take Egypt as well. At least with Camp David. Okay, great. We've got the China card. So he wants to take Argentina and Egypt. Oh no, very clever. Where on earth are we going besides? I'll take a bit more in Saudi. Before the end of the term, we'll try and coup the African battlegrounds to keep that down. But South America's absolutely reaming us here. So we're just going to sling South America for a boatload. If he fills up Libya, OPEC's getting spaced. I'm not giving up 3 VP for the ops. Yeah, NORAD being playable's good for us. So we use Willy Brandt to repair West Germany. It would be some small reprieve if we could get Europe scoring to drop this turn. That goes off to space. It doesn't get there. We eat South America scoring for a ton of points before we try our own spacing. Are we getting a reshuffle? 17 cards. Might not. Thanks to the China card going back and forth. No, we won't have a reshuffle in turn 7. That is... oh, that's nasty for me. Well, is it? I suppose he's already causing trouble. So we'll get a coup on Botswana. We will not be able to deny Africa domination. And the game is racing away. Lots of red territory. Junta would be nice to level up South America. But Africa's a big old problem. Well, that's good. Ah, nicely done. Let's just overprotect. Stop him farting around there. And borrowing... what do we do? We can't really give 3 VP up cooing with OPEC. Well, that's nice. Yeah, okay. We're going to space OPEC here. Good old NASA. Yes, please. Oh man, if Warsaw Pact comes out before Europe scoring, I've got Warsaw Pact, so there you go. I'm lucky. I fade that. Phew. And South African unrest. Ye gods. So Junta's gone. He's got 8 cards left in his hand. So he's not holding one of Bear Trap, OAS, Europe scoring one small step, Purge, Salt, Olympic Games, Flower Power, and D-Style. We'll kick off with giving Missile Envy though. And he gives us Flower Power. Where's our highest leverage coup? Zaire to then realign Angola. But that now means he can wrest some control in. The Americas. Miss. Please miss. Oh, what a catch. That's huge. If it had missed that, South America would have leveled up nicely. We can afford a coup. Can't we? Not a 1, please. This is going to take a while. Fairtrap makes it off to space. What do we think? Let's give it the old college try. 1, 2, 3. Ah, rubbish. We can at least, if he doesn't overprotect now, try flipping it. So I need to play you an intervention before. What's he got? Red Scare, Purge, and Salt, and D-Style. Oh, he's going for a coup. So we will. You an intervention, Warsaw Pact. Oh, we don't want to do that before Salt, do we, really? So we'll use a 4-op card. It means giving up the China card for the umpteenth time. But it means we can lose South African unrest from our hand. We might be able to press for Dom here. We'll definitely press for Dom in Africa. That went well for us. I think he should have overprotected. No, don't want to do that before. We've seen Salt definitely go. I keep saying that and not doing it. Let's take 1 kitchen debate coup. That's good. So he's got, what have we seen Olympic Games go? He's not got one of OAS, One Small Step, Purge, and Salt, and D-Style. He may just use D-Style to spam the board in Africa. It's probably safer using U2 and giving up the extra VP and keeping Warsaw Pact for as long as possible. And we're going to get the late war cards added because there's one card left in the draw pile. That's incredible. But because of the way the deal works, we'll know what his two cards are because he gets dealt the first card in the pack. So presumably this will be him filling Africa to deny domination. Yeah. And making a play at the Americas. So now he needs to spend 2 ops to keep denying Africa. He's got 1 small step, Purge, Salt, OAS. Well, it's lucky for me that the scoring cards aren't coming back out, but I've got a lot of work to do. So what's he doing with Purge? Yeah, okay. Can't be avoided. Six, 7. Well, if I you an intervention coup, South African unrest, Africa, so I can hold Warsaw Pact until I see Salt definitively go. Let's do that instead. Because we know he's going to get Salt, and we don't want Warsaw Pact to be in. We basically hold Warsaw Pact as long as we physically can to make sure Europe doesn't turn. We're still going to lose in final scoring, so I've got to do something about that. Ha! Nicely done. Oh well. All that greed for nothing. Do not discard Warsaw Pact. So let's see. We get Cow. We get tear down this wall. France is even. So we might not want to play tear down this wall immediately. AWACS, Iran, Iraq, hostage, North Sea oil. Europe control is probably the best way to win here. So we'll use Cal to get the Reformer to trigger less valuably. But we're in a heap of trouble, yeah? Heap of trouble. Yeah, France is not a great target. We'll take Czechoslovakia before tear down this wall to maximise our East Germany chances. I think we're going to just have to take a gamble on France. But at this rate, European control is likely the only way we're going to win. So we'll have to wait and see what he does here. Not looking rosy. Solidarity goes off to space. That's fine. So what's first? Thatcher the Betrayer. To overprotect our European battlegrounds. Pershing will invent and repair. Not being able to space through up cards really jams your hand up. Yuck yuck. But yes, a sympathetic Chernobyl as well might be needed. But we need to see Salt leave his hand before we can safely ditch Warsaw Pact, which kind of sucks. He's ready for it. Let's just do it now then. Go for gold. Go for gold. Oh, almost had gold. They'll be able to retake it with the China card. Couldn't do it on the last one at a +1. Got a +2. Alright, well now we just keep hammering away at it. That's our game, right there. Forget the rest of the board. We need to bag Chernobyl as well. Cool. So we'll hit it again. Right, we'll hit it again with Pershing. We still know he's holding Salt and OAS, but we don't know the other two cards. But we desperately need Chernobyl. That settles that. So let's now event Iran-Iraq war and go for Iraq for our Milops. Bonus. An AR7, we have to event Iranian hostage crisis. So what's his other card? Salt OAS, one other. Oh, boo! Yeah, man. Okay, right. Europe's out. Europe's stuffed. What's our play here? We're ahead in Africa and ahead in Europe. We can level up the Middle East. We can potentially level up Central America, but we're behind in South America and Asia. Oh, man. There's really nothing, is there? And what is there? We need to hope to terrorize him. And he's only got Star Wars. Yeah, he's holding Salt and OAS. So actually our last gambit is to get war games and to hope to get an Evil Empire, Reagan bombs Libya, space glasnost type affair. Ugh. So nice. Okay. It is what it is. Still not discarding that. So War Games Aldrich, scoring points. Didn't get War Games. Did get Aldrich. Did get Junta. Have got 5-year plan. Alright, scoring cards are back in play. Need to watch out for that too. Didn't get terrorism. That's going to be really bad for us. And he also got Glasnost. Oy. So he got War Games, Aldrich, War Games, Glasnost, and Terrorism. And Star Wars. So 5-year plan doesn't pull War Games to our advantage. Indo-Pakistani War, of course. We'll go Junta to try and level up South America. Great, that's a start. What did I get? Miss. Oh, man. Asia is so bad. So I am going to have to take Japan to prevent control in Asia. Brezhnev AR7. Right, so he's holding Glasnost, War Games, Salt, Star Wars, Terrorism, and OAS Founded. He can double terrorize me. So do we 5-year plan him? We can do. So let's race for domination in the Middle East as well. So in terms of final scoring, yeah, he's got a Space Star Wars. That's fine for our tempo. I think we still want to event 5-year plan, but we can use the China card and take it back with the Suri. What if we get double terrorized here? I think we just use 5-year plan and we don't do anything fancy. Wait, see if terrorism does come out. Yep, here it comes. What do you pull? Great. No Suri. Okay, fine. Three, 4, 5, 6. China again. Hold Warsaw. So he's holding Glasnost Wargame, Salt OAS, and one other. The upshot of Warsaw is if he does event it, I can play back into East Germany after he events it, but I'm still looking to hold it as long as possible. So if we can stay ahead in Europe, Africa, Middle East, even in South America, behind in Asia, can we level up Central America and win in final scoring, potentially? He hates Glasnost at the moment, of course, because it allows me to take another coup afterwards. But so does Salt, I suppose. Not a lot I can do there. What do we do first? Let's take 2 -1 realigns. Oh, even realigns on Mexico. Perfect. Where's the other one? Yeah, here. Ha! So he's holding Glasnost, Wargames, Salt, and OAS. We need a coup before the end of the turn as well for Millops. Okay. Oof. Doesn't want to raise Defcom. We'll use Brezhnev. And he's got 2 more action rounds, but obviously he now can't space OAS. Yeah, and this way we don't immediately drop Warsaw. KG. At least if we get to AR7 and play Warsaw Pact, he would need to event it turn 10. And then deal with the AR7, giving us time to play back in. So we've forced him to wait and hold Salt for as long as physically possible, at least. But I'm going to lose some mill-ops here as well. We leave Mexico open. Yeah. No, we need to put one in each, right? He'll just put one in each, but at least we've increased our influence. And now I can take China back with Yusuri. Mm-hmm. And now he's left with the choice of War Games or Salt. So where are we at here? Let's have a quick score. -8. Even. +5. +8, sorry. 6. So I'm slightly ahead, but not by a lot. So if I can resolve Central America, drop Defcon in the headline maybe, and fade some scoring cards, of course, because turn 10 might see some scoring cards come. I suspect he'll play War Games still and hold Salt until the Eagle screams, but if I play Warsaw Pact late enough, even if he salts it, he has to event it and I can repair West Germany, East Germany. Oh, it should be done soon. Hello. Yeah, so I could AR7 Warsaw Pact, and then he's got to salt it sometime fairly soon, including potentially in the headline. And that starts just a mad coup scramble. Yeah, so here comes War Games. I mean pumps. Oh yeah, of course I can't play Warsaw Pact. So I hold on to it. And it's a 3-op card. Oh, it's still a card I'm stuck with, but... Right, US-Japan's good for me. Lone Gunman's awful. I can use Nixon to take the China card off him. I can bear trap him, which is great. I think bear trap might be the headline. With Panama the coup target. Although, of course, with Lone Gunman as well, I may have to give up the coup to avoid playing Warsaw Pact. Although if I play Warsaw Pact, I can immediately... So he's salting something. So now we can play Lone Gunman safely. We'll bear trap him. Yeah? Yeah. straight out the trap with VOA. So if I coup, Defcon goes to 4, and I can still deal with Lone Gunman even if he drops Defcon to 3. Yeah? Yeah. That's a shame. So this could be my swan song. Because he can dominate Africa now. He want to coup Angola. He has to drop Defcon to stop me cooing Zaire. I will event Warsaw Pact and play straight back into East Germany at least. Yes, it gives Poland back up. So I could lose on final scoring here, -8. Oh, that was fortunate for me. -8, -9, even. Got to fix this. Take the China card. Europe's going to be worse. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to lose in final now. So let me know if you spotted something I could have done better. Like putting influence in Canada for NORAD, perhaps, earlier on. Might have made a difference. Right, do we want to take some opportunistic realigns on Zaire? Good. Now we need to take Angola. Oh dear. Now we need to take Angola. Oh dear. I think that had to be done to make the biggest swing in Africa, and it's completely sunk me. But I'm going to get Aldriched. Started off so well. Well then. Let's do that later. Let's take the China card off him first. But I think the ship has sailed. Can't do anything about Asia. Middle East and Europe's fine, but Europe's going to get worse. Although if he leaves it too long, I suppose... Here it comes. AWACS goes. So we'll use OPEC to flip Zaire, briefly. But this game is lost in final. So if you saw Samurai slipped up along the way, do tell, do tell. We actually want to event Korean War, the Warsaw Pact before he puts any influence in East Germany. I think the only way to win now is if he's left with Europe and Middle East scoring in his hand. Oh, well played by him. Oh, ouch. I am a lucky, lucky boy. That reduced it by 2 VP. I think we event Warsaw Pact first. So yes, he's going to want to boot us out of both, but I can play straight back into East Germany. So event Warsaw Pact. He'll kick me out of Poland and East Germany. And I play back into East Germany. Yeah. So that's now a good old-fashioned 5 instead. So at the moment we're 9 versus 15, and I have the China card. So at the moment, as it stands, I win by a single point. So Korean War might be the thing that undoes me. So I'd really like to see Middle Eastern scoring here as your last card. Wow, that was ridiculously lucky for me, but I'm still out of the woods. The fact he's thinking suggests he does not have another scoring card. So right now, before he does anything, I am on 6, 11, 15, 16, and he is getting 8, 9, 15. So it could come down to a 1 in 3 die roll on Korean War. Which side wins? He still has an extra round to do something, and the best leverage is Africa. He either has to dominate Africa or tap Europe, or do both things. Wow, this was hair-raisingly close. So if he does nothing, which he's not, he's doing a lot. Okay, so now let's have a look at this. I've got 3. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can bring it down to 4. And I'm going to lose. Nicely done. Yeah? Before I trigger the wall, let's count it up. 8, 12, 18 versus 6, 11, 15. So is there somewhere I can do more than 3 VP of damage? If I play here, that only solves 2 VPs worth. Here, 1 VP's worth. I think he's got me. And that's even before Korean War might trigger. Yeah, can't do anything profound in Europe. I can pull 2 VP out of there, but I just as easily can in Africa. Middle East is rubbish. Asia's a disaster. So we'll just put them back in where they were. Trigger. And we'll... The war fails, but you win by 2. Very nicely done. Oh well, that was a fun game. Lots to discuss. Let me know in the comments and the last 15 minutes of Slack chat, and thank you for watching. Until next time, I will log off and I will see you, blimey, when? When's my next game? I've got another one tomorrow at 4 o'clock UK time against Hypocrism. So I will see you online then. Alright, thanks a lot for coming by, and see you again soon.